ain't even gonna say that.
You damn sure better not. Thank you. Sorry, sweetie.
Oh, you're good.
I'm just answering. I had to answer your text. Look at me. Look at the camera.
The bottom part or the light part? Like, what is, like, what you're supposed to look at? Okay.
No, I was just seeing if the light was on. Did you say
It's not on.
You looking at the camera?
Mm-hmm.
Now look at me. You're not moving. You just.
Oh, do you want me to, like, move?
When I said look at me, I mean like look at me. When I say look at the camera's over here.
Okay.
that's what I'm looking. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Look at me. Look at the camera. Either way.
Okay. Do you want me to look at the camera or look at you when you interview?
What do you prefer?
I guess look at you. That's fine.
That's fine.
I'm all like thinking like, how do they do it on Raw TV? I'm like, do they be looking at him?
Oh, they look at because he looks at the dude.
Right.
They don't look at the camera.
Right.
Yeah, but see, they have the camera off to the side, so the camera's looking at. Yeah, you're not looking directly at the camera. The camera's kind of off to the side, but they usually have 2 cameras set up. But neither one of them are looking directly into the camera.
Right. I'm all thinking like they're always looking at whoever's talking.
Yeah, I think I want to do this side.
Okay.
I just want to get you your best side, the best lighting, what looks the least retarded. You know?
That's funny.
Let's just start. Is that okay?
Yeah.
What's your name? Excuse me. My name is Ken. I run BBW Highway. I'm not even sure what I'm calling this series, but we're just gonna start. Now, give me all of your names. That's why I stopped, because I know you, since I've known you, you've had like 3 different names. So give them all to me and break it down, whatever is going on.
Okay, so my name is Jaidyn Venus, and I also go by the Jaidyn Venus. I usually just use that part for my branding, though. For like my website. The Jaidyn Venus is for my website and my username for a lot of stuff. But usually I just go by Jaidyn. Everybody calls me Jade, too.
Okay, so you got Jaidyn and Jade?
Yes, but I don't go by Jade Venus because there's already there's another performer that goes by that exact name.
Gotcha. I think when I originally started messing with you, I was tagging you as Jade at first, or either I had you with my phone as Jade.
Everybody calls me Jade.
That's why I wanted to clear that up. All right, now go for the slow people in the room. Please go back and spell your name. I always want to make sure people know how to find you, so they can truly be fans and send you gifts and money and
love that.
Do your OnlyFans, whatever.
Okay, so Jaidyn Venus, JAIDYN and then my Twitter is Jadeways, Jade XXX Ways, so JADE XXXWAYS.
Okay.
Yes.
And I assume where can they spend money on you?
X videos and OnlyFans, and then I have a wish list, bookings.
Where's your list posted on your Twitter?
It is posted on my Twitter. I have a hubster.pro, and that has everything from all of my fan sites, that has my website, my reviews, everything that's pertaining to me is on there.
Okay, enough of formalities. Let's get nasty. So
yes.
So you are a plus sized Latina. How else would you describe yourself? I'm just thinking of adjectives.
Honestly,
tattooed sex worker.
Yes, I don't really. it's so hard because even though I'm in the niche of being a BBW, I really consider like I'm just like my own brand in itself. Like I don't adhere to anything. Like I am tattooed. It's funny because I don't really call myself like BBW Latina unless I'm like on X videos or like I'm tagging something. I just be thinking I'm like a little fairy or something.
Whatever that means.
Just a little fairy, like just so you know, really. I don't know. I don't like. I obviously present as a BBW like Latina. I'm heavily tattooed and everything, but I really am a really wholesome person. Like branding myself under just one thing is like super hard. Like just yeah.
You have to forgive me when I'm a webmaster, so I'm used to keywords.
My keywords.
I always have to drop keywords. I always have to describe girls. So, and sometimes whether they like it or not. So, and sometimes words that they don't like. So, you know, I try to talk to them so there's no issues, but I got to put the words out that's going to make whatever people come to them, you know. But I feel you on that. You don't have to stick to no...
It's funny.
Whatever. So, I guess I should start putting fairy under your videos.
You're funny. Latina BBW suffices greatly. I love it. Okay. Yes.
So, tell me about where you come from as far as sex work and why and what brought you from there to where you're at now. So,
it's really like I obviously am an in-person worker. That's where I started.
In-person worker.
In person.
I've never heard a term that way.
I don't, I try to use like not criminalizing language or anything that is, offensive. Not even offensive because, I meet with people, I'm a companion. That's like where I started. I've always been a companion, but I have always loved making things on my own, like, expressing myself. Like, I've always been very non-conforming, so I like to be really creative with my content. I always, I've always done in-person work, and then I started doing the whole OnlyFans thing and, like, selling, like, little videos and stuff like that. Stuff. Yes, like, taking customs and, like, through taking customs and listening to what other people like, I've learned a lot about things that I like and that I'm open-minded to. I do a lot of fetish stuff. A lot of people, I do a lot of dominant stuff, but I also have, very hyper-specific fetishes. Like, I like pouring milk on myself. It makes me feel like I'm getting cummed on, but, significant amounts. I make content where I pour milk on myself, and it's really popular. Sploshing is, where you, smash food with your body. I do that with cakes and pastries. People really eat that shit up. They fuck with it.
I eat that shit up. I see what you did there. Continue.
And ironically, I also do hardcore fetish stuff with people, and I get booked for that a lot.
What would be hardcore fetish stuff?
Bathroom stuff, on Showers. Others and more.
Yeah.
People, that's honestly a huge part of my bread and butter right now.
Really?
It's big.
We'll be a little as PG as we could, but showers. Let's just say there are two colors of showers. That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I've heard that's lucrative.
It is very lucrative, and it makes me happy that it makes other people happy. Honestly, I really do like the closeness that I develop with people over time when it comes to that. But especially with my fans, when it comes to content, I feel like I have, Nicki Minaj, has barbs. That's what they call her fans. They're super hardcore. I have that with, my fans. Fans every week sending stuff to my house. And it doesn't have to be related to sex work. It's just, random little shit.
Well, sure, not to your house, but to a private P.O. box.
Private P.O. box, yeah. So I'm, you know what I mean? They send things.
Don't be hitting her up thinking ooh, I'm gonna get the digits. So
not at all.
She gonna try to pay for me. No, zero.
Right? No, they be sending my little stuff to me. To my pickup area, and it's not even related to sex work. People are really enamored with my personality and like our one-on-one dialogue, like with my fans, whether it's in-person stuff or just online, like people I've never met. I have people that I've been talking to online for almost 2 years, and they spoil me to death, like, all the time. Like, they'll be like, oh, I seen you at the airport today. Like, I'm going to cash app you so you can have breakfast today. And, like, it'll be like, I'm like, oh, my God. Like, it's really nice. And it's not, people always want to see me do well. And, like, I really like that I've had that impact on people with sex work.
That's great. That's great. And it's great that you appreciate it and you let them know.
It makes me so happy.
Oh. I have to be honest, I've had a number of performers that I've shot, specifically females, that have nothing but good things to say about you. Like, they're fans of yours.
Are you serious? Oh, that's cute. I know, like, I be hella extra when I, like, get reactions like that. You know, 2 weeks ago, I was at some event. Like, I just, like, randomly stumbled across some event, like, where I live. And somebody asked me, like, hey, can I take a picture with you? And it was not the right time to take a picture because I had other stuff going on. But, like, I was like, it's happened to enough times to where I'm like, you know, I don't like taking, like, fame stuff seriously. Like, I don't internalize it and, like, embody being famous. Like, either, like, semi-famous. But I'm really grateful that I've had an impact on people where, like, they can, like, know things that, like, they remember about me that I'm like, you had to pay to see that. Like, I appreciate that.
I know you paid for my OnlyFans to find that out.
Yes, basically. Or, like, you've been following me for a long time to remember, like, oh, shit, she had, like, Little Mermaid hair, like, completely red. I'm like, wow, you've been fucking with me for a long time.
All right, so you've been doing in Companion for a while, but you started doing customs and, well, let's jump to it. You started doing hardcore how long ago? Like a year ago?
1 year and 2 days.
That's right. You were just looking it up on your phone. I forgot.
Yes.
And I'm assuming your first hardcore scene, a boy-girl scene, was with me, BBW Highway.
Yes.
Why did you decide it was time to move from custom solo doing your own thing to a bigger platform, somebody with a bigger platform?
Honestly, I wanted to have more people get to know me, and like I do like being in front of the camera. Traveling also, and like meeting new people. I like, you know, it's like, you know, from far away, like it's really looks like a vibe, but it is work. But I really do like it. Like it's helped me grow a lot as a person too, and like being comfortable with myself and like seeing how I look and everything like that. I've had like a lot of really good positive experiences, and it's helped me a lot with like you know, where my work has moved to and everything.
Okay.
Like income wise, like it's been very, very life enhancing. Like, you know,
it's fun, but it's lucrative.
It is lucrative, you know, and like it makes you stand out in more ways. Like, you know, you're more embedded in people's minds.
You mean stuff.
Through porn?
A bigger, just porn. Period.
Right.
You know,
I wanted to honestly establish more like. I wanted to establish a more solidified fan base by putting myself out there.
Okay. And it sounds like they've appreciated it.
Yes, significantly.
So since well, first, how was your first shoot then? Good and bad.
I was extremely nervous and overthought way too much. That was probably the most negative part. Is just like overthinking, like, oh my fucking god, like, you know, this is gonna be out there forever, which is obviously a given, and just thinking like trying to be perfect and everything.
Nobody's perfect, and please don't come to my website contacting me and you don't think the porn's gonna be out there forever, or you don't think that your family or whoever who hates you ain't gonna see it. Assume everybody's gonna see you,
right?
Because that's what's gonna happen. It may be a month, maybe 3 months, maybe a year, but they gonna see you.
Right.
You cannot hide from it. Anyway, continue. Just wanted to
no,
that.
Definitely, and like about that too, and it's never been a fear of like my family or anything, or like, you know, people from my interpersonal life. It's just more than like
are they supportive, or that you just don't give up?
Like half of them know, half of them don't. But the people that don't know, I'm ready for them to find. Like, there's a reason for that. Like, I want them to find out on their own, because then like I can take care of it that way in the way that it's supposed to. Like, that's the way that is supposed to happen for those people. The people that do know are so supportive. Like, they always check on me. They want to make sure I'm good, you know. It's been really beneficial for them too. Like, because I do help support them. So I really appreciate that. Like, you know, and I love that they're so open-minded. They're very much like, well, that's not surprising. You've always been very non-conforming with everything since I was like really young, like before I was 18, like just super rebellious and like dressed non-conforming and stuff. So it's not surprising. But yeah.
But since you shot with me, I know you told me you haven't been giving me details, but you shot with other people. Have you had good and bad experiences? Tell me about those.
I've had a lot of positive experiences. You know, I've had lackluster experiences.
Tell me about one negative experience that you won't be back with that person, or you didn't like that, or if you have a story.
I definitely do. I have several where people.
You have several.
Yo, yeah, I do. And it's interesting because it's always with talent that is very popular. Like, and I'm just like, I wasn't expecting that. And it's not even necessarily like something like traumatic or anything, but it was just like super unprofessional. Like that.
You want me to be specific? You don't have to be too specific, but let people know like just the things that you've run into, like tardiness or cleanliness, those issues.
Withholding content because I don't want to have sex with you off camera.
That's a good one. I mean, bad.
I mean, like, and not even like withholding, like, I'm not going to give this to you necessarily, but it's like prolonging giving me stuff that I was there for. Like, I flew myself to work with you. I obviously was really devoted to working with you, and like, you're just making it so much about fucking off camera or whatever, like whatever your intentions are, and like breadcrumbing me about the content. And I'm just like, I don't even want the content damn near at this point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna promote the hell out of it.
Yeah, that's the bad. When you have a bad experience, I can't put out content when I know the person ain't shit, or or it's a bad talent. Like, 'cause that means you're promoting them.
Exactly.
So you stuck in a rock and a hard place. Like, yeah. Not even rock and hard place. You just screwed out the situation. Well, that was just a waste and a lesson learned. So how long has it been that this person has not shared the content with you that...
They gave it to me, but they were just total pricks after that. Like, and like, I really didn't expect less. Like, after that. Like, I had a couple people see me work with the person and they were like, get your money, but yeah, they're like that.
That's what you should have expected, basically.
I didn't necessarily have like super grandiose expectations of them as a person, but I knew the content was gonna be fire. But they were shitty, There's definitely a lot of shitty people, but you can't over focus on that. Like, there's so much emotional shit that goes into like work, and like it makes like it really can tarnish your legacy and your brand by always focusing on like all the shit that can go wrong, or like the people that you didn't fuck with. Like, you got to keep learning on what works for you and your brands. True. And just keep going with that. Like, run your own race with that. Do not let these other people and bad experiences completely dictate what you're like, everything you have going on, like your work. Putting it out there like constantly, like, I had a bad experience with this person. Like, you can if it was like really bad and people should know about it, but I keep it pushing. I really try to, because I have so much more shit to do that I want to do that's gonna outweigh that.
I feel you on that, and with it is kind of weird. Like, do I want to put it out there, or do I just want to let it go? As far but like if it's. I'm not public. I work with a lot of people, and I'm kind of a quiet person. I don't, I don't want to make nobody more famous than they already are. Like, you shit on somebody publicly, you just make them famous.
Right.
So, but at the same time, if they're dangerous, I will usually just tell some. It's only like 3 or 4 people. They tell me they're working with them, I'll be like, yeah, be careful of that person. You probably shouldn't work with them if you're expecting this, or I'm just not going to do that. I'll even, I'm just going to break it down for you. like one person, like he's a good talent, but he ain't shit. Don't.
That's really common.
Like yeah, like don't base your whole time around them because they will no call no show you. You know what I'm saying? Or pop up somewhere else when they said they was going to be at your room ready to shoot. That's just how they are consistently. But or somebody that like, yeah, I try to keep to myself, but sometimes you have to like, yeah, that person's a little dangerous, or that person's going to waste your time.
Like big, where it's like like it's big money you're gonna lose. Like I'm talking about,
especially like you've always. Thank you, and sorry for interrupting you. You've always flown out. You know what I'm saying? I typically pay for people's costs and whatever, but you be here already, or you be like, yo, I'm coming out, and I'll be like, well, I'm not. I can't do that right now because I'm busy with this. Like, yo, I'll come out on my own. I'm gonna do this. I'm like, oh, okay, I can't deny you. I gotta shoot you because
I appreciate
you're doing
that.
You're pleasantly consistent.
Thank you.
And motivated. So I can't even really,
It's funny because I've worked with people and they're like, you don't understand how and I'm not even just trying to blow smoke up my own ass, but like they'll tell me like, you are such a good talent to work with because you don't mind spending money. You're not asking for like it. I get people have their needs. I don't ever work with people if I'm going to have needs. Like, I'm not asking for hella stuff. Like, I'm not expecting you, unless, like, okay, look, straight up, if you're a random content creator that nobody knows, like, you got, like, 400 followers, not even that, or even a little bit more, and I don't know who you are, I'm not interested in you.
Well, you got to pay. That's a risk.
Right.
That's a risk off the bat. Like,
I'm like, you need to have something to show for it. But, like, when it comes to people, like, yeah, I'll fly across the country to work with somebody on my own. If I want to, and if it's valuable for the both of us, I will definitely do it. Like, I'm like that with everything in life. Like, I'm like, if I'm devoted to it, nothing is going to get in my way. I'm going to spend my money, do whatever. It's going to make me happy. I need to know, like, the turnout of it. And I really appreciate that. I didn't know people, like, have all like are all demanding of like directors or other talent they want to work with. I'm like, let's just make it happen. Like, tell me if you want to contribute to something, you tell me.
Since you brought that up, some people, I've been doing this about 15 years. So back in the days when I first started, ladies definitely demanded that guys pay for their testing. Now it's a different era, and I've been doing it longer, and generally, I'm not paying for your testing, and it's not about being cheap. It's about you should be tested and handle that on your own. That's something you should be doing. That's how I feel. Now, I will and have paid for testing, like if me and the talent talk about it, and okay, well, I'll offset this price, and what I'm saying, that's just part of negotiations. That's fine, and but as a talent. That's part of your tool belt.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? That's a part of you, showing up clean, showing up ready, showing up tested, knowing your own status. And that's just how, So, anyway.
No, it's really true. Like, this is your job.
Exactly.
You're self-employed. Like, you're going to constantly spend money. Guess what? There's going to be times where that money is gonna go to complete waste. Like you just ran through a band, and it's it went to nothing. Like you could. I've flown to go work with people. They wasted my time significantly. They were like 5 hours late. They're my shoot carried into other obligations I had where I lost immense money. And guess what? I just gotta accept, like, I just lost, like, $1,500. Like, hopefully this content sells and I can get some of that back. And guess what? Sometimes the content won't sell. And you know what? Sure. That's part of being self-employed. And I'm not gonna go run on Twitter and be like, everybody please help me. Like, no. I got myself into this. I'm the one that wants to do this job, right? So losses come, scores come, like, everything is going to go the way it's supposed to go. You're going to have to learn along the way.
I was going to ask you about testing. I still want to, but now I want to ask you about how do you feel about women, ladies, females, performers, whatever whatever genders, when they get on public social media and basically beg for money or ask for help or like this happened to me. I'm not saying whether some may be just running game and some may be real about it, but do you have any words?
Yes. Listen, I completely understand, like, if you had something horrible happen to you, like you got robbed, you know, or like something like really serious happened to you, I feel like as a community we should support you if we can. If we have disposable income and like, you know, you're somebody I care about or something like that, like something serious happens, I have no issue with supporting people around that, or, you know, even giving like my own or anything like that. But I have a really wonderful support system where even if something did happen, it would never hit the net. You know, I know people that'll be like, oh my God, I had to spend $200 on an Uber. Everybody send me money now. And it's like, but that comes with the job. Like, you're gonna sometimes, like, imagine if your Uber was $400 and you had to, like, you're shooting in the middle of bumfuck nowhere and the airport is 3 hours away from everything. You knew that, right? Like, are you really expecting everybody on Twitter to come to your aid? Like, that's not realistic. Like, you're really not cut out to the job. Like, you need to also budget your money.
Yeah.
You really need to budget your money, because the whole point of having a business is to keep your overhead costs low. And if you can't take a loss, you shouldn't commit to the risk.
Spoken like a true
Thank you. And I see, you know, like you mentioned, like, are people hustling? People definitely. There's people that'll be like, I think everybody should just send me $800 today because I'm so and so. It's like,
well, that may be a dumb thing. I'm not even.
No. I get that.
Okay.
I see people be like, I just want this, and everybody should just send me that because I'm fine. I'm fine as hell. And it's like, okay, like, but the thing is a lot of fans, clients, whatever, they are so turned off by that stuff. Like, they're like, damn, you're always asking for stuff. Like, we're always supporting you. Why do you still need more? Like, why don't you work?
But
like, sometimes, like, the dong
work.
stuff, I get it. But, like, you know, I'm talking about, like, you're just straight up at, like, telling everybody all, like, consistently, like,
so basically,
I want money for paper towels. Like, I don't know, like, something random like that.
So you say they're just you call out people just begging,
It's
lazy begging.
Yeah.
She tried to say it with the nicest
Yeah,
smile.
lazy bacon. Like, just sometimes I'm like, you know, my fans are not there to pay my bills. Like, get in the field. I'm sorry. Like, just go. You need a lot of people. You know, I've heard a lot that like, you know, non-cis male, like female, like women talent, like they have all these demands, like, oh, if I'm going to work with you, like, you need to pay for my plane ticket, my testing, my Uber, my food, this is my room, like, and pay for my fee. Not necessarily all those things, but, like, you know, give and take a lot of that stuff. And I'm like, you have to foot some of your own costs, or you need to just have, like, a set fee. And, like, you know, I know a lot of really great performers, like famous performers that I'm cool with. They'll be like, I'm gonna charge $1,500 or 2 bands, and I'm gonna get my own plane ticket and this and that. With that fee, you're gonna send me a deposit. That works for you, cool. The more you itemize all your demands, you're gonna turn people off. Period. They're gonna be like, damn, like, you can't take care of nothing. Like, what do you have? You know, and like, I know, like, that does turn a lot of people off, because this is a job, and like I said, like, when you're running you are technically running a business, you have to have something to spend. Like, you're not even just like money, but like, are you going to be committed to taking care of yourself? Because not everybody's going to be carrying your weight just because you're a bad bitch. You got a bad ass. Like, you're not.
I definitely let performers know you can ask for whatever you want, because it's your body.
You're not going to get it necessarily.
But whether you're going to get it or not, it's a total. Now, if I'm doing a trade with somebody, then I'm pretty much giving them whatever they want. You know what I'm saying? I'll cover whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever they ask for, you know, I can't really feel, you know, unless, whatever you want, because we're doing a trade. So, you know, I was going to